NBA. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for him.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point. And for Philadelphia, we've got Kelly Oubre, Paul George out there with Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Yabusele in at the power forward position. Embiid gets the bucket. Stand two of the greatest words in all of sports. Opening day.
Absolutely, Brian. Everybody's undefeated. Everybody's optimistic. And everybody is eager to get going. Whether you're playing or the guy on the sidelines drawing up plays.
So it's Boston now. After the Sixers picked up a basket a moment ago. And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, B.A., and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped. He just brings a great feel for the game at the offensive end.
Tatum with a screen. Back to Holiday. Launches it. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
Look, Holiday makes more than enough of those to keep the defense honest.
Embiid, a screen on Holiday. For 3, George. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
And just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Porzingis finds Tatum. For 3. Paul George pulls down the board.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Pass to Embiid. And such a nice move to make that bucket possible. Embiid's got 5 points.
Well, a sharp start for them. 3 of 4 from the field.
Now Tatum, outside White. Porzingis with a screen on Maxey. To the left wing. The shot. Porzingis misses.
Boston foul.
Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. George outside. He buries it from 3.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
Now we'll go to Allie LaForce, who had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse.
We discussed just how difficult Jason Tatum is to guard and what he wants his team to do against him, and coach told me he's a very talented and polished player. I told our guys to stay in front of him, don't fall for the pump fakes, play smart and under control. It's easier said than done, but we'll see if they're up to the task. Guys, back to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks.
He's not going to take it easy when he gets to the bucket. George will hammer it home.
George against Holiday. Takes it inside. The shot from 20 feet out. White can't hit.
Well, if you give him that shot again, I'm willing to bet he nails it, especially with that lack of defensive effort.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start playing it safe. You got to keep attacking and executing.
And it's good. 2 points.
You can tell his hustle inspires the entire squad. He really gets everyone so amped up.
Screen by Embiid. Here's George. And the jam by George.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
He launched that one from way outside. Tatum's got his second bucket on the night.
I know it's a long 3, but for guys like Tatum, that's just a normal shot.
George against Holiday. The kick out to Maxey. Embiid, a screen on White. Shot clock at 5. Shot from 12. Deflected by White.
Shot clock violation. Boston ball.
Celtics trail by 7. Here's Holiday. Kick out to Brown. White against Maxey. Tatum passes to Holiday. Porzingis with a screen on George. Tatum can't hit. Knocked loose. Now the Celtics on the move. Just 3 on the clock. The shot misses. And so it's Philadelphia closing out this quarter with a 7-point lead. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Philadelphia.
Well, the way they've been attacking inside is phenomenal. Consistently getting high percentage looks, and that's what great offenses are all about.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. And there's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
We've got George. He's out there with Maxey. Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. And a Giabaselli in a power forward. That's the group for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter.
I mean, come on, that's a shot you expect him to make.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades. It's just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the...
Whoa! Jaylen Brown, do it!
My goodness. Brown with the massive throwdown.
And you look at Jaylen Brown, Grant, not many wings have the strength he has.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown could dunk over a brick wall, and he could dunk through a brick wall, too. It's just so hard to move him off his path when he's on his way to the rim.
Tatum passes to Porzingis. Lets the 3 fly. And Tatum, the bucket on the assist by Porzingis. Tatum's got 8 points.
Well, look at how his team works to get Tatum set up for success. Feeding him when he's ready to fire.
Now here's George. He's got 10. Outside Maxey. Fires for 3. Kept alive. Embiid. Outside Maxey. 6 on the shot clock. It's George on the wing. Tries again. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. Celtics trail by 7. Three-pointer, Holiday. And again, Boston with the triple.
They've closed the gap over the last few possessions. But can they push through and grab the lead?
Well, with all the momentum they've built up, I don't see this run stopping anytime soon. Well, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Brown passes to Tatum. Porzingis up top. Back to Tatum. Jacks up a 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. They held a 12-point lead earlier.
You wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the glass.
Inside. Up top, Maxey. He's guarded by White. Maxey passes to Oubre. Here's Embiid. Oh, Embiid packs it down.
At 7 feet tall, Embiid looks to dunk often, especially when he's got good positioning.
Holiday passes to Brown. Drives to the hoop. The kick to Tatum. Pass to White. Takes the 3. No good that time. The Sixers lead by 6. Right side Maxey. Launches a 3. Unable to get that one. The Celtics have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. There's Tatum with the 3. And we've got 1:18 left in the first half. Goes up again. Beyond the arc. Yes! Kristaps showing some range.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Maxey passes to George. Fires for three. The kick out to Maxey. Second chance effort. Pass to Embiid. Launches it. Oh, Embiid hit from outside.
And I love how they're working much harder on the glass this quarter and drumming up more second chance opportunities.
Here's Holiday. Here's Brown. And the shot is good on the assist by Holiday. Brown's got 4 points this quarter.
That's just Jaylen Brown putting in the work in close.
For three, Maxey. Tatum pulls it in.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
Embiid, a screen on White. Pass to Embiid. Back to Maxey. There's a screen. George, a deep three from beyond the arc, and then some. George has got 13. Oh, they get a hand on it. And it's going to be out of bounds. Boston will have another go.
And they barely get to retain possession. Many times, that's a turnover.
Three-pointer, Holiday. It's good! It's good at the buzzer! Wow!
And the triple tightens this game up going into the break.
Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
What a job they did from three-point land. I don't know if they can keep this up, though, Kenny.
Yeah, it's hard to hit threes at this pace for a whole... And now, not a bad... Glad you could join us, Ryan.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Paul George has been sensational.
Can they come up with an answer for him coming out of the half? They have to change something defensively.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem.
Taking a look at the Celtics. Al Horford out there with Torrey Craig. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Luke Cornett. And it's Hauser in at the 2 spot. Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
Back to Lowry. Clock at 6. Here's McCain. No good from outside. Boston trailing. Here's Hauser. A chance there to take the lead, but a miss. For the lead. Again, the miss by Boston.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind. Well, physically attacking the rim is something Drummond does well, and the lob pass only makes it easier for him.
Here's Pritchard. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Pritchard's gotten his first bucket of the night.
All right, they got one on the board in the second half. Now you want to see more shots start to drop.
Knocks down the long J.
Lowry can be dangerous from deep. The defense has to guard him better than this.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night. They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
Celtics trail by 5. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. Back to Pritchard. Pass to Horford. Here's Hauser. Here's Pritchard. They get it back. Horford outside for three. Hey, Horford from range.
Well, there's the floor-stretching ability of Horford. Very hard for a defense when he's knocking those down.
Lowry surveys the D. To the inside. And the jam by Drummond.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, BA.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Here's Pritchard. He's guarded by Lowry. Lets the three fly. Pritchard, no good.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the boards.
Offensive board. The kick out to Edwards. Pass to McCain. Here's the three. And Lowry is good for three. Now it's a 7-point 76ers lead.
Yeah, even for a sniper like Lowry, this is a long shot. Many guys wouldn't even attempt it.
Boston foul.
Philadelphia shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
The Sixers lead by 8. Lowry outside. This one for three. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that three almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Drafted all the way back in 2006. Kyle Lowry is still a quality point guard in this league. That's really impressive.
And he nails the third. A minute and a half left in the third. Hauser passes to Craig. Can they get it? Philadelphia grabs the miss.
I'm not sure how he's going to explain that shot later.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you'd be taking a seat. Now, unfortunately, it seems like we see too many ill-advised shots.
Outside Edwards.
Put that one-man show on Broadway.
That's one way to go with the alley-oop. Celtics trail by 13. Here's Pritchard. And he banks in the layup. Pritchard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Pass to McCain. Back to Lowry. Banked it in off the glass. Lowry's got 11 in the second half.
They've been a little soft with their defense on the interior.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Here's Hauser. Misses the three. Used the pump fake well, but he couldn't capitalize.
And their physical dominance has been on display. A 10-rebound advantage is a good indicator of how this game has gone.
Drains the triple. Hauser's got his first 3 points of the game.
With the defense trying to protect the interior, he pulls at the arc and drains it.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Ooh, I'm fired up to see this dish one more time. It's always great to see your two guards share the wealth.
Yeah, and if you have both guards dishing like that and putting up points, wow, a coach's dream.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Yabusele in at the 4. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. And he gets it back. Pass to Brown. To the paint. Ooh, poked away. It's stolen by Maxey. Embiid with it. Now guarded by Brown. George for 3. Boston pulls it in. White's got 4 rebounds now. Brown passes to White. George with a steal. Knocked away. Now here's Holiday. Outside, Brown. Tatum passes to Porzingis. 5 to shoot. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Oubre.
Yeah, you wonder what is he thinking right now. He's not shooting the ball well, and shots like that only hurt his team more.
And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Holiday against George. From deep three-point land. The long-distance three is buried.
It seems like George could do this all night. He just keeps finding shots.
Pass to Brown from the arc. Again, the miss by Boston.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
The three, George. And Philadelphia hits again from deep. Well, Stan, in this league, the opportunity always exists to make a name for yourself.
It certainly does, Brian. And guys that maybe haven't gotten their opportunity, if they're ready when they get it, then they're going to burst onto the scene, and they'll no longer be under the radar guys. Look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, second-round pick, bench guy in Dallas for a long time, and then now an all-star.
Just 5 to shoot. George for 3. George with another miss.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Holiday from long range. The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Porzingis grabs the board. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for Boston. Trailing by 13. Three-pointer, Holiday. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Embiid's got 11 rebounds in the game. Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
With an efficient jump shot and limitless confidence, man, I'll tell you what, George is a threat from just about anywhere on the floor.
Porzingis finds Holiday. And he lobs it up to the rim. And the jam by Brown.
Well, I'll tell you, Brown gets off the floor so easily.
And out of bounds, the 76ers will take it. Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. George passes to Embiid. Out to Oubre from outside the arc. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist. Embiid's got his 4th assist in this one. Celtics trail by 17.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the 76ers.
It was stop and go for them along the way, but they finally seized full control of this game.
BA, the scoreboard definitely doesn't tell the whole story. They were able to pull things together when things got tough, and of course, they closed strong.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Paul George.
Well, bottom line, he was just unstoppable at times. Not much you can do when he's playing with that kind of power.
Leaving nothing to chance. This run shutting the door on him.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Outside Tatum. Down low. Here's Porzingis. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
That's his first personal foul.
That free throw good from Porzingis.
Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Here's George. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 18.
Impressive job by this team. And you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
So it's the 76ers, winning this one easily. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside...
Hello, basketball. Fans, you've got it on. 2K Sports as we and we've got a moment now to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for Nick Richards.
In the last few months, the rebounding has sort of taken a bit of a dive for him, and a lot of factors could be the cause, but it's a trend that coach would probably like to see him reverse.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. You've got Nick Richards. Durant is out there at Bull. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Dunn in at the 2. And for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid out there with Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Paul George, and it's Drummond in at the 5 spot. Now here is George. 6 to shoot. And the dunk by Embiid.
Defense looks helpless against Embiid on that slam. He's just too physical.
And as disappointing as the Suns' first-round exit was last year, RJ, this team, I think, still has a window open. How about you?
Yeah, Kevin, I've often said it takes teams a second year. That first year is really the adjustment period for star players. The Suns' core group had some growing pains in that first season, but look, this year, I think this is the year we're going to see the best version of the Phoenix Suns.
Now, here's Dunn. Pass to Bull. Here's Richards. Rebound by Joel Embiid. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Oubre on the wing. Defended by Booker. Oubre passes to Embiid. Fade away. And Bull pulls it down.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Now here's Durant. Pass to Richards. Back to Durant. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Showing the grit, KD is no stranger to physical defense.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I caught up with Coach Nick Nurse. During our talk, I asked Coach what makes Kevin Durant one of the best scorers ever. He told me it's insane that a 7-footer has that much skill. Kevin truly is one of a kind. No one can stop him one-on-one. We need a team effort. Of course, KD's going to the Hall of Fame, and he's still giving opponents nightmares late in his career. Guys?
Thanks, David. Here's Maxey. Following the score by Phoenix. And slam dunk by Maxey.
Hitting up and finishing. Maxey leaving no doubt.
And Kevin Durant, one of the top 10 scorers in league history. And RJ still going strong.
And he does it with efficiency, Kevin. Takes great shots, and he's incredibly accurate. And if he doesn't have a look, he's a willing passer.
Now George, following Durant's three-point attempt. For 3. And George is good for 3.
And this offense relies on George's range to space the floor, and he is one of the best at it.
The 3. Iguodala, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Embiid from deep. Phoenix grabs the miss.
The defense just giving him the easy look there. He's not going to miss that.
Down low, here's Iguodala. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And we talk often about Bull's scoring ability, but they're nice dime from the big fella.
Maxey kicks to George. Fires the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. George has got his second bucket tonight.
I like everything he's doing so far offensively, finding his spots, making strong selections.
Outside for KD. And the 3 off target. So for Phoenix, their last game a loss to the Bucks in Milwaukee. Maxey passes to George. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. Booker with it. Now defended by Embiid. And Booker is good for three.
All Booker needs is a little bit of room, and the moment he gets it, he pulls up.
There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And George kicks to Embiid. In the corner, Drummond with it. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. The Suns trailing. Pass to Iguodala. George with the steal. To the inside. And Bull sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots. Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff.
He's just ridiculous. He's just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down when he wants to score.
The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
You just gotta love watching a big man hustle on the glass. This is what his team expects and needs from him.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a... And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
You know, I think they're going to be happy with how they played here early on.
But they can't afford to get complacent because of the early success. There is still a lot of basketball to be played.
On the court for the Suns, Durant is out there with Bol. Then there's Dunn. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Iguodala in at the center position. Now that the new season is tipped off, Richard, how important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistently.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a three-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he's something else. Hey, thank you.
Nice start for him beyond the arc. He's already hit 3 triples, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come.
Booker the pass to Dunn. Here's Iguodala, and he jams it with authority.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here's Maxey, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team, shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Now here's Durant. It's Drummond with the rebound.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets that close to the rim.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Pass to Embiid, and stolen by Bol. Fast break, here come the Suns. And here is Durant. Dunn, wide open, he fires, misses the 3.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Embiid with it. Oh, and the jam by Embiid.
Wow, the process. Come on, I want to see that again.
KD against Oubre. KD looking around. Fires the 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid. And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. Embiid sets the pick for George. Oubre outside. Here's Embiid. Physical play by Embiid inside.
The reach of Embiid with his size and wingspan, he's a real threat on the offensive glass.
Oubre for three. It's hauled in by the Suns. Bulls got rebound number 5 here tonight. Durant for three. Durant finishing it off in transition.
The range KD possesses makes him a constant threat outside. The defense has to be all over him.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Kicks it out to Maxey. Pass to George. Shot clock at 5. Now here's Drummond. And Durant sends it back.
A tremendous defender. Durant's length can cause major issues for the offense.
Closing in on 4 minutes play here in the second quarter. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. There's 1:26 left now here in the second. Dunn with a screen on Oubre. Durant kicks to Dunn. Back to KD. In close, Durant gets the bucket.
Inside, Durant's scoring instincts take over, helping him find a path to that difficult shot.
Pass to Embiid. Drummond sets the screen for Embiid. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one is on Bull.
The size and skills of Embiid, look, it just makes him a tough cover. Sometimes you just got to foul the big fella.
And he makes the first.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to Iguodala. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
The shot by George, no good. Suns trail by 8. Now here's KD, the fast break opportunity.
The versatility of KD, equally lethal in transition and the half court.
Maxey kicks to Drummond. Now here is George. He's guarded close. That's good, and that evens things out for him. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game. Out to the right wing. Here's Iguodala. His 3-pointers off the mark. Now here's Embiid. Over Bull. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Philadelphia in the driver's seat. Up it. Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
You know, for the Suns, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
And let's swing it back around to talk about our game. It was the Joel Embiid show in that first half. And that's all for us.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
He always wants to be a go-to guy for them. I'm sure he'll be calling for the ball even more in this half.
We've got Yabusele. Gordon out there with Lowry. Then there's Edwards. And it's Bona in at the 5. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half.
First team foul.
Beal against Gordon. There's the triple. The shot by Beal, no good. The 76ers leading by 10. And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice shot by Yabusele.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Yep, that one goes. Lowry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in a rhythm on the offense right now.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. The 76ers in second.
Collectively, I mean, they had an amazing year at the free throw line. Sometimes free throw shooting can be contagious. It seemed like everyone on their team had the hot hand.
And the basket by Gordon.
Wow, 4 or 5 to start the half. Coming out on fire.
Allen with it. Picked up by Edwards. Here's Martin. No good again that time.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we are seeing a new generation taking over the NBA. Commissioner Adam Silver says stars can be created much quicker these days. Sports is a meritocracy and talent gets rewarded. With a social media community in the billions for basketball and a global market for talent, new and different stars end up emerging. Kevin?
Which is always good for the game. Great to see. And David, a great report again from you. Thank you.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
This is snowballing for them. They've got to get a good look next time down. An ominous start to the second half. They are now 0 for 4.
Here's Edwards. Rebounded by Allen. Suns trail by 19. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
There's Beal with the 3. Offensive rebound. Richards. Off with the layup. Here's Philadelphia. 11 unanswered points for him. Martin with the block. And they're able to recover. There's the screen. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. And a miss there on the triple. For Phoenix, they've got a paltry 0 of 6 to begin the third quarter. What a terrible start to the half. There's Beal with the 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Third quarter of basketball here in just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And Kyle Lowry with the 3. Lowry's got 10 points now just in this quarter. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Lowry kicks to Yabusele. Drives to the hoop. It's tipped. They're running. And stolen by Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Oh, that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Yeah, once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Here's Richards. Kicks it out to Allen. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And looking at some numbers for Martin, how he performed last season. He was around 7 points a game last year. 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And when they need to add defense, that's who they look to.
It's hard to find defensive spark plugs, but he is one of them. The whole team comes alive on D when he's in the game.
Here's Beal. After the made shot from Kyle Lowry. Got a piece of it. They get it back.
76ers foul.
The Suns shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
That's good from Richards. And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
They set the pick. Beal from long range. It's good from long range. Beal's got 6 points.
Oh, using that picture-perfect form. Beal claps back with the 3.
And here's Maxey. 9 points in the game so far. To the middle. Pass to Drummond. Oh, and the jam by Drummond.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rack.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Kyle Lowry firing on all cylinders for Philadelphia. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Serving it up on a platter, that is a beautiful dish. And two teammates on the same page. Woo.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. Dunn is out there with Devin Booker. And it's Durant. Then it's Bol. And it's Iguodala in at the 5, roaming the paint. And stolen by Dunn. And here's the fast break.
Nice pass. Such a unique talent on both ends. That time Booker showing us his vision.
Here's Maxey. Here's Drummond. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Fires from deep. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Ball sends it back. Oubre against Booker. Craig, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say that the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system. Yeah, nice, strong finish there, nearly a 3-point opportunity.
And with this score of the Suns, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
That's his second personal foul. First team foul.
Embiid with the steal.
The second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later.
Here's Dunn. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The 76ers leading by 23. Embiid finds Maxey. Embiid against Dunn. Embiid, the pass to Oubre. Just 5 on the clock. Offensive rebound. Embiid dishes to George. Embiid with a screen on Katie. And Paul George with the 3.
A good ball handler with an advanced offensive repertoire. George is more than comfortable in the pick and roll.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Durant for 3. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 8 rebounds in this game. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's foul number 2 for him. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
And it falls over the rim and in.
Assisted by Bol.
Here's George. There's the pick. Embiid in the corner. Pass to Drummond. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Clock at 4. For 3, Oubre drains it from beyond the arc. Oubre's got 5 points now this quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Philadelphia.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And it looks like they're going to spare themselves the embarrassment of being swept in the season series by winning this last one.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Joel Embiid.
He was really important under the basket, making the plays down low and getting position to pull in rebounds.
Count the basket.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
Here's Dunn. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his second personal foul. Third team foul.
That free throw, no good. RJ, we know that the Suns missed the playoffs for about a decade, but now they seem to be getting some traction. How do you view them?
I view them as a team that's in transition. Obviously, they have Devin Booker, the homegrown star. The guy has blossomed there in front of everyone's eyes. And after that finals run, they've really been searching. He's the last player there. But whenever you have Kevin Durant on your team, you are always on the verge of something special.
Oubre against Durant. He's done with the slam.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Too little, too late. That final score will look way closer than how this game actually played out.
Sinks the three-pointer.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and so the 76ers can now just hold on to the ball. Here's George. Fires from way outside. Can't get it to fall. So it's the 76ers winning. Thank you for that, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and
All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Peyton Pritchard.
And he's been on a roll during these last few months, getting better in terms of scoring the ball and proving to be a key part of this team as we move farther along in the season.
Now let's take a look at Phoenix's opening lineup. We've got Bol, Roy. Royce O'Neal is out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Dunn in at the 2. And for Boston, Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward.
How about the vision from Devin Booker? Yes, he can score it, but that's a pretty pass.
Left side, Holiday. Brown inside, defended by Dunn. Brown can't hit, and he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entering their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that.
Nice shot by Durant.
Well, there's just great poise when you're talking about KD. His basketball management skills are excellent.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. I asked him about the many difficulties that Kevin Durant presents to a defense, and Coach said with most guys, you can force them left or right or send help. With Kevin, he can always shoot over the top of you. Sometimes you feel helpless in that regard. Not a lot of solutions for a 7-foot sharpshooter, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie. And it's Phoenix's ball. Tries again. Pass to Bol. Second shot opportunity. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though.
You know, outstanding start. You've made 3 of your first 4.
And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Looking for their first basket of the game. Outside Tatum. White, the pass to Tatum. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, Brown. Oh, almost had a 4-point play right there. But he'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Personal foul.
And the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, BA, if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that. What I love about Jaylen Brown is his commitment to improvement. This guy's worked hard on his three-point shooting. He's worked hard on his handle and his decision-making, and there's still another level to come.
For 3, Booker on target from range.
80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Tatum, a screen on Booker. White, the pass to Tatum. The 3 is up. And the 3-pointer goes.
How about the answer from Jason Tatum? Say it with your chest, Jason.
And in the first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Booker no good.
Defense dodged a bullet that time. Total breakdown.
Porzingis with it. Now guarded by Booker. Here's Tatum. Bol grabs the board.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Here's Dunn. Outside for Booker. Booker missing again. Celtics trail by 4. Pass to Holiday. There's Tatum with the 3. Outside Holiday. Back to Tatum. Fires the 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Jason Tatum has built such consistency from beyond the arc. Doesn't matter if there's a contest or not.
Here's Booker. Pass to Durant. From deep. And it falls. 2 for 3 from the... field so far.
I love this approach. Getting him involved early, and it's already paying off.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
The shot by Holiday, no good. The Suns lead by 4. Dunn right side. The rebound, Celtics.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight.
White can't hit. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Durant with a screen on Holiday. The kick to Durant. And the Suns get another 3.
And excellent perimeter offense so far. Their shooters are clearly in a great rhythm.
And Holiday, here we go. Doesn't go that time. Ooh, great D that time from Dunn. Booker for 3. That shot, no good. Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for Phoenix. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Phoenix.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep, and they have been thus far.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
On the floor for Phoenix, Kevin Durant is out there with Royce O'Neal. Then it's Bol Bol. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Dunn in at the shooting guard.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure. Holiday against Booker. Played it in with a nice touch off the window. Booker's got 5. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
You know, BA, for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason payoff.
Done. Pass to Durant. Outside O'Neal. Durant with a screen on Brown. Back to Durant. Second chance shot. Oh, Durant playing big in the paint.
I think what takes people by surprise is how well Kevin Durant moves at his size. Just so good coming off the screen.
Outside Tatum. And it's Kevin Durant with the foul. That's his first foul.
And just wasn't able to set up in time.
First team foul.
Porzingis surveying the floor. Knocks it loose. 5 on the clock. Tatum finds Porzingis. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Oh, it's blocked by Bol. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Booker against Holiday. Outside Booker. Outside Durant. From behind the arc. Porzingis grabs the board.
Started out strong from three-point land. Hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
And Devin Booker is already one of the greatest players in Suns history.
Well, you could argue that Steve Nash still ranks ahead of him. He did win 2 MVPs with the Suns. But when it's all said and done, I think Booker will be regarded as the best.
Outside Booker. There's the 3. Rebound Boston.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Tatum passes to Holiday.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Back to Tatum. Brown, a screen on Durant. Tatum from long range. Phoenix grabs the miss. Bulls got 5 rebounds tonight. 3-pointer. Yes, sir! KD for 3.
Yet another monster night for Kevin Durant, one of the best scoring forwards in the history of the game.
Holiday from long range. Finally gets one to go. That makes him 1 for 5 in this game.
Pulling no punches, attacking the heart of that defense.
Booker surveying the D. Another 3 for Phoenix.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
From deep three-point land. Bull grabs the board.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Durant with a screen on Brown. Booker, the pass to Durant. Back to Booker. Pass to Bull. And finished off by Bull.
Well, that's an unselfish player who definitely wants to get his teammates involved. A willing passer there, Booker.
Back to Holiday. Outside Tatum. Inside. O'Neal with it. Now guarded by Brown. Booker for 3. Tatum pulls it in. Celtics trail by 14. It's stolen by Dunn. For 3. Booker. Not going to go that time.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drop.
Good! Another from 3.
For this franchise now, he's hit the most threes in a single season. Unbelievable.
His incredible range stretches out the defense on a nightly basis. It's an invaluable element to this offense.
Well, the defense has got to be willing to guard the jumper, and for Devin Booker, that opens up the drive.
There's Tatum with the 3, and he can't get that one. And so it's Phoenix in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. They're getting quality looks, and that's why they're shooting at such a high clip. Time for a quick break, then back to the action.
Hello. Before we get into that, I want to know, back when you guys played, what was your favorite city to play in?
Well, Shaq played.
Now, looking at where we stand after 2 quarters, it has been a difficult game for the Celtics.
Well, their problem started.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's...
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Kevin Durant has really been making it happen here, guys.
They've leaned on him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Torrey Craig out there with Al Horford. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Luke Cornett. And it's Hauser in at the 2 guard. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And it's Allen with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. Next up, the Knicks in New York. That game will conclude the 3-game road trip they're currently on. Fires from deep. Rebound Boston. Here's Hauser. The 3 from Craig. Iguodala grabs a miss.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. just missed it.
All right, Doris, what's kind of an unsung stat you appreciate about the Suns lineup?
Wow, they are so gifted offensively. So I'd have to say very good at getting to the free throw line. That's important. Very good at baiting defenders and putting your opponent into the bonus. That's big. Attacking into coverage. They get to spend plenty of time at the free throw line. It's an underrated advantage, BA.
Martin with the ball, picked up by Craig. 90 seconds into the second half now. Pass to Iguodaro. The layup off target. Celtics trail by 15. Screen by Horford. From downtown, Pritchard gets it to go. Pritchard's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Back to Beal. The three. And it's Cornette with a rebound.
Boy, as slow a start as you can have. Just 1 for 4 from the field. They're struggling.
Pass to Pritchard. Horford, a screen on Beal. Pritchard, no good. Phoenix leading by 12. The three. That one's good from Bradley Beal.
Down in the corner, Beal shoots with confidence. Just one more area he can score from consistently.
Here's Pritchard. Pass to Craig. Here's Hauser. He's guarded by Martin. Here's Pritchard. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hauser. No good with the triple. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter.
Remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
For 3, Allen. And Craig pulls it down. Celtics trail by 15. Pritchard, the pass to Hauser. Let's go with a 3. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. Richards has got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Iguodaro. Three-pointer, no good. The Celtics have gone only 1 for 6 here in the second half. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Brian, a lot of teams are staying clear of that dreaded second apron of the luxury tax, but the Suns, they blew right past it, adding Bradley Beal to create a star trio. Kevin Durant said, quote, "That's what you're supposed to do. It's about swinging for the fences every year." They're looking to go the distance.
Every year, you're right. Talent is there, Allie. And once again, off the mark by Phoenix. Boston has gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. Horford for 3. Iguodaro grabs a miss. The Suns lead by 13. Allen outside. Three-pointer. Fires in the triple. Allen's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
I like that decision right there. Don't try to force a shot inside. Kick it out.
Craig passes to Cornette. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Craig. Puts up a 3. Richards pulls it in. Richards has got his 5th rebound in this one. And now the Suns fast break. Oh my goodness!
That is incredible!
Powered it home!
Not fair at all. Did you see it? That's the type of move that you see in a dunk contest.
Takes great confidence to alley-oop to yourself.
Sure does.
Cornette misses off the right iron. And so it's the Phoenix Suns. A sizable 18-point lead at the... And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
Devin Booker.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so, in the game for Phoenix, Kevin Durant is out there with Bol Bol. Then it's Royce O'Neal. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Dunn in at the shooting guard position. Count it. Good. Well, Brad, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players. Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
With the drive, and Brown with the stuff.
Oh, my goodness, Brown finishes off the drive, not simply laying it in, but a message of authority on the dunk.
White for three. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
Well, as usual, this guy cooking on the offensive end, but right now, the other guys on his team have got to step forward.
Holiday against Booker. And he lobs it. Durant finishes off the lob.
Well, you cannot let Kevin Durant have that much room to take off. This guy is tremendous as an alley-oop finisher.
Outside White. On the wing, Holiday. Booker defending. Outside, Brown. Bull, the pass to Durant. Back to Bull. On the wing, Durant. And finished off by Bull.
Kevin Durant sees the game as well as any player. With his size and vision, that combination is lethal.
Holiday passes to Tatum, and it's Bull with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
Tough break for the defense. I mean, he took the hit, but he didn't get the call.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth. White finds Tatum.
I love the energy of Kevin Durant on the defensive end. Long and tall, and does a great job contesting without fouling.
Takes a three. Hauled in by Brown. Celtics trail by 17. Tatum with it. Durant covering. JT for three.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Booker, the pass to Durant. From deep three-point range. Porzingis grabs the board. Porzingis has got 4 rebounds now. The kick out to White. 4-3. And it's Phoenix with a rebound. And here's Booker. Fires it. Boston pulls it in. Brown's got 4 rebounds now. Outside Porzingis. White, the pass to Tatum. Offensive rebound. Outside Holiday. To the inside. Done with a steal. Booker against Holiday. Oh, hits the outside fadeaway. And the Suns lead by 16.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Suns.
I think it was their play in the paint that got them the win tonight.
And the defense seemed powerless to stop them down low, resulting in plenty of high percentage shots for them.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And this team really wanted to at least split this season series.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Kevin Durant.
No doubt he came to play tonight. This guy has been aggressive and effective.
Nice move. The kick to Tatum. There's the triple. It doesn't go for him. And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
It's Booker on the wing. He's covered by Holiday. Booker against Holiday. The 3-ball. And it's Devin Booker with the 3.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 3-pointer, Holiday. Again, the miss by Boston. And Phoenix has possession. Now here's Booker. Left side, Durant. Outside Bull. Pass to Booker. Fires away from way outside. No good. So it's the Suns winning this one easily. To walk into enemy territory and build. All right, Allie, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, I'm Brian Anderson saying thanks for And a look. Here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Peyton Pritchard.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. They've got Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Paul George, and it's Maxey in at the 1. And for the Celtics, the perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center, and it's Holiday in at the point. And they'll keep possession.
When a guy has a 7'6" wingspan like Porzingis does, it's just tough to get away from him or get by him. That allows him to block a lot of shots.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Now here's Holiday. And he buries his first look. And it's opening night. Great to be here with you, Clark.
Always great to be with you as well, B.A. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
Embiid, a screen on Holiday. Drops in the 3. George has got 6.
Cannot let George get his feet set out on the perimeter. He'll bury him.
Here's White, and there's the drive. The shot comes out. Excellent D there from Embiid. Pass to George. Oubre with it, defended by Brown. Back to George, and stolen by Porzingis. It's an even 3-on-3 break. The kick out to White. Tatum, a screen on Maxey. Tatum passes to White. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes back up. Late clock. The Celtics got to hurry here. Porzingis misses.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Embiid. It's good. Set up beautifully by George.
Once he gets that low, there's nothing you can do about it. Embiid is a major handful inside.
And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said, the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie. Drummond, the screen on Holiday.
2 minutes.
Holiday against George. Pass to Embiid. The 3 is up. And Philadelphia hits again from deep.
A focal point in this offense, Embiid has no hesitation shooting off the catch.
Holiday passes to White. Outside, Brown. Outside, Holiday. Spins. Converts after the nice spin. Holiday's got his 3rd bucket of the night. George against Holiday. George outside. Pass to Embiid. Back to George. And here's Embiid. Fires the 3. Holiday grabs the miss.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
58 seconds left to play in the first. Offline with a 3. Philadelphia leading by 7. George has the open look. It's George on the wing. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. White against Maxey. White, good.
Outstanding concentration that time by White on the tape. Played through the contact and scored.
And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Embiid. Puts up a three. Knocks down the triple. Embiid's got 8.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes. It's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Maxey finds Embiid. Here's George. 12 seconds left in the first quarter here. And the 76ers another three.
You know you're doing something right when you find yourself up double digits in the first period.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
Holiday taking his time here. Shoots over George. And no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's the Philadelphia 70. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Philadelphia.
You know, right from the start, it seemed they got hot from three-point range, pulling apart the defense and racking up the points, too.
Yeah, also, you got to appreciate how unselfish they've been. I mean, the ball movement has been impressive, and the assist numbers are off the chart.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. It's Embiid penetrating. Outside Oubre. Back to George. Drummond to screen on Brown. For 3, George. Tatum pulls it in. Celtics trail by 11. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
5 to shoot from outside the arc. And Tatum drills the 3.
This is why Tatum is a superstar. His confidence in shooting the ball right away, quick release, money.
For 3, George. Pure from three-point range. George has got 15 points.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Well, Clark, we hear coaches often say, trust your teammates. Why is that sometimes a challenge?
Well, you know, when you talk about passing the basketball, there's got to be a level of trust and confidence that where you pass it to is going to produce some fruit, and that it might come back to you if that's the best play. And then defensively, you can't be good defensively without communicating and trusting one another to cover for each other in the defensive scheme that you're playing.
Now here's Tatum. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Three-pointer, Holiday knocks it down from distance. 10 points for him.
They are definitely shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
Maxey on the wing. He's guarded by White. Pass to Embiid. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. And now looking at the 2K leaderboard. Here's a view of which teams last year got after it with their shot blocking. Number 1, the Celtics.
They built a reputation around the league last season. Do not test them at the rim.
For 3, George. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Maxey. That 3's off the mark. Celtics trail by 12. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. Outside Porzingis. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Embiid. George against Holiday. The three. Nice shot by George. George has got 10 points in the quarter.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Now Tatum. To the middle. The kick out to White. On the wing, Tatum. Let's go with a three. It's hauled in by the Sixers.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
The three, George. Holiday grabs the miss.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
The NBA is focused on the next generation. Commissioner Adam Silver said a lot of top draft picks are incredibly skilled, but that doesn't necessarily translate to being team basketball players. There's an opportunity for us to be more active participants in developing younger players and giving kids.
Connects again from distance.
He's got this defense scrambling. Even when they've got two guys on him, he finds a way to get to space.
And he's making some team history. He just tied the franchise record for three-pointers in a single game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
55 seconds left in the first half of this one. Pass to White. Now here's Porzingis. Back to Tatum. 6 to shoot. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Tatum, like most players, is best when he's aggressive and attacking the basket.
George, a deep three, and again for three.
And he's now set the team record for most threes in a single game. What a shot he's got.
A lot of it stems from his confidence. Even when he misses, he's sure the next one's going in.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Buries it from three.
I like this trend. He's hit 2 triples this period, has 3 for the game.
It's George on the wing. He's covered by Holiday. George outside. There's the triple. No good. Misses at the buzzer. Paul George. He's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for Philadelphia. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Fans, please direct your...
You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day.
Man, you know what? It is...
Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the 76ers.
Well,
Thanks for tuning in.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. Paul George has been sensational.
Well, if he's hit threes like he did in the first half, he's going to have a monster night.
Yeah, you know what? The defense is going to adjust. They'll be ready for him now, so I'm sure they talked a lot about how to slow him down.
Taking a look at Philadelphia. We've got Edwards, and it's Yabusele in at the 4 slot. To the paint. And that comes off the assist by Lowry. And the 76ers lead by 21.
Kyle Lowry with a beautiful setup.
Pass to Shireman from behind the arc. He drops it from range. Shireman's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here's Lowry from the arc. No good there. Boston has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Hauser. And the Celtics another three.
Gets the shot he wants. The defense wasn't quite connected enough. They lost contact.
The Sixers lead by 15. Pass to Bona. Here's Yabusele, defended by Craig. Now here's Lowry. Defense is right there. Goes up and lays it in, nice and easy. Lowry's got his first points of the game.
Lowry is a fearless scorer despite his lack of size, and he's never one to back away from the trees inside.
The ball's knocked loose. They set the pick. Here's Pritchard. Off target with the three.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Here's Shireman. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. And here's Lowry from the arc. Hey, hangs in midair and converts the double clutch layup. Lowry's got 7 points.
On fire to start the second half. 4-5 from the field.
Pass to Shireman. They need this. And it's Bona with a rebound. Philadelphia leading by 22. Lets the three fly. Lowry, no good.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Here's Shireman. Here's Craig. Pass to Hauser. Outside Craig. The three ball. Tips it up. It's good on the putback. Horford's gotten his first basket of the night.
Horford is a true pro in how he does everything. There's no quit in this guy. Extremely competitive and highly productive.
Here's Bona. Horford covering. Nails it from 3. Lowry's got 10 points now, just in this quarter.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Here's Pritchard. Rebound by Philadelphia. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Lowry against Craig. Nifty move. And the layup is good by Lowry. Lowry's got 12 points here in the second half.
He's going off this quarter. A huge reason why this team is on top.
Pass to Shireman. Here's Hauser. And stolen by Edwards. Fast break. Here we go. Lowry outside. From deep. The offensive rebound. 35 seconds left in the third quarter. Lowry with another miss. Here's Pritchard. Still no points. Puts up a deep three. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Love to see that kind of activity. He just makes things happen.
To the right side. Here's Grimes. And the three off target. Pass to Shireman. From deep. And again, Boston with the triple. Up top, Lowry. Shoots over Horford. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers up 19 points as... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. The two Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the Boston 5. Three-pointer, Holiday. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. George outside. The 3 is up. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. Celtics trail by 19. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
You don't see many big guys run the floor like this, do you? I mean, Porzingis special.
Maxey passes to George. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Pass to Embiid. Shot clock at 5. Pulls it from the corner. Rebound Boston.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
White, the pass to Tatum. No good on the triple.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Nice shot by George.
Deep into the game, you rely on players like him to keep delivering.
Drummond against Tatum. Tatum a screen on Embiid. Porzingis passes to Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Drummond. Oh, a deep 3 from Tatum. Trying to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
George a screen on White. Kicks it to George. Beyond the arc. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Putting on a shooting clinic from deep. He had that huge first half, and he's still rolling.
On the wing, Holiday. George defending. There's a screen. Holiday against George. Holiday passes to Brown. Good on the shot.
Strong and explosive Jaylen Brown is a tough matchup in the painted area.
George for 3. Hauled in by Brown. Celtics trail by 21. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket. Strong performance from him, but he may need to do even more if they're going to win this game.
Drummond finds George. They grab their own miss.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
There's a minute 59 left to play in the fourth. Takes a 3. Connects again from distance.
And what a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps hitting from deep.
Man, he's just exploded from deep tonight. That last make, tying him for second in most threes in a game.
Now it's a four-way tie between himself, Curry, Zach LaVine, and Damian Lillard.
Kicks it to George. Misses the 3. The Celtics have got 4 of 8 shots to drop here in this final quarter. And Embiid with the block.
The defensive instincts of Embiid on display there with the deny.
And you can see how scary this team can be when everything is clicking for them. Just a terrific performance for the 76ers.
And it was a big-time performance across the board. They looked like they were having fun out there, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., it was almost like watching a cat.
Good! Another from 3.
And of course it falls for him. And that 3 pushing him into the record books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. A night we'll never forget.
Yeah, amazing indeed. 14 triples alongside Captain Klay Thompson, that is.
George for 3. Oh, my. Came close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
That one on Tatum. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, you know, for me, the passing has been fantastic all night. Everybody loves watching this style of basketball where the ball moves and players move. Coaches, fans, and even us broadcasters can appreciate that kind of action.
Yeah, something else they're doing in this game is striking from long range. The defense just hasn't been able to keep them off the arc tonight.
Holiday from long range. Again, the miss by Boston. Now the 76ers with it. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth. Drummond, the screen on Brown. George for 3. Over to the wing. And stolen by Brown. And here we go, the Celtics on the run. And he lays it in off the breakaway.
When you talk about two-way wings, JB is top-notch.
For 3. And again for 3.
And that is a 3 that will put him in the record books.
The most triples ever in a game. History being made.
Yeah, making waves and passing the splash brother, Klay Thompson. 15 threes and counting.
Three-pointer Holiday. And no good.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
Allie, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and
Hi, everyone. Thanks. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Kevin Durant.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. They've got Drummond. Paul George is out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Oubre, and it's Embiid in at the 5, patrolling the paint. And for Phoenix, Bol out there with Durant. Then there's Devin Booker. Then there's Dunn, and it's O'Neal in at the small forward spot. And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. And the dunk by Booker.
And with his skill, you kind of forget that Booker is 6'5" and can get to the rim with ease.
RJ, talk about a guy who can completely take over. Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, I love his energy. I love his focus. I love his love for the game. He is relentless. What's amazing is that there's still so much upside there, Kevin.
Dunn shot's good.
He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
We played just over a minute here in the first. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
Calm and cool from distance. George really confident from beyond.
Right wing. Ball kicks to O'Neal. George against Booker. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. George looking over the floor. Pass to Embiid. To the wing on the left. Oubre on the wing. Defended by Booker. Kicks it out to Maxey. Goes back up. And Ball sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Greg in the process to bring in all their stars. The Suns don't have a lot of ways to add players in the near future.
Yeah, they don't control their draft picks for the next few years. That was part of the price for Beal and Durant. They'll have to be very shrewd to add rotation pieces to help them win.
First team foul.
Near the three-point line, it's Booker.
And that's why he's one of the best two-way wings out there. George will lock you down on D, and it takes a very special effort to get off a clean shot against him.
Puts up a deep three. The offensive rebound. Here's Drummond. Done with some nice D.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Pass to O'Neal. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Maxey passes to George. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. George has got 6.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
Here's Booker going inside.
He's hitting on all cylinders. Booker takes off and never looks back.
To the paint. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
Take a look here at numbers for Joel Embiid. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 34 points a game last season, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you look at his scoring, he was #1 on the team last season.
His ability to play through contact, his exceptional concentration, that's what makes him a great finisher.
Bull, that's good.
And the big fella knows how to score the basketball. Bull's understanding of when to look for his next level.
And George kicks to Oubre. Embiid against Bull. And it's Royce O'Neal with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Team foul.
George against Durant. Drummond with a screen on KD.
That's just remarkable defense by Durant. Shooters definitely feel his presence when he's contesting like that.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Joel Embiid talks about leading his team. He said, I've been guarded so many different ways. I feel like I've seen everything, and I know how to attack everything. For me, it's all about how do I bring everyone along with me. You can't win alone. It's just about playing together and involving everybody. Kevin?
And you've got to involve everybody. All right, D.A., thanks. And a deep three from George. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And there's KD. That's good on the assist by Bull.
Slick shot by Durant, gets the pass and is in his motion a second later.
And slam dunk by Maxey.
Assisted.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Drummond finds George. Pass to Embiid. Lets it go from deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And another thing Coach will be thrilled with, the assist numbers, spreading the wealth and creating some offensive opportunities.
They've got Dunn. Bull out there with Durant. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's O'Neal in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the Suns 5 as we get into the second quarter.
Holding nothing back there. George gives the dunk his all.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah, what you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
And here's George for 3. They get it back. Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
The reach of Embiid, with his size and wingspan, he's a real threat on the offensive glass.
Bull setting the pick for Durant. To the inside, and the dunk by Bull.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And Durant gets it to go.
This demonstrates leadership. Durant knows his teammates look for him to score and score often.
Embiid wide open. Drummond, and the layup's good off the glass. Drummond's got his first points of the game.
Hard work pays off with a rebound and a bucket. That's just great fundamentals.
Embiid against Durant. Dunn with a screen on Embiid. In the corner, Bull with it. Action coming off the assist from KD. Bull's got the lead up to 2 now for Phoenix.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Pass to Drummond. Now here's Embiid. The three from George. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
Booker the pass to Bull. Kicks it out to Booker. Richard, this place is absolutely buzzing with anticipation. Each team with their first game of the season here tonight.
The key now is making sure your season starts with a win. That first down is a catalyst to the start of your season. It helps you find a rhythm very early.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Oubre can't get it to go. Phoenix has gotten it going from downtown in the second quarter. They're 3 of 3 on three-pointers. In the corner, George with it. Takes a three. Embiid kicks to Oubre. Pass to Drummond. A second chance effort. And Durant sends it back.
A tremendous defender. Durant's length can cause major issues for the offense.
No good from Booker. And so it's Oubre with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. Maxey passes to Embiid. A three ball. Maxey, no good. Phoenix has gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Booker against Oubre. Inside. And stolen by Maxey. And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way. Drummond, great positioning on the putback.
He's looking much more confident here in the second quarter as far as his scoring goes.
Dunn sets a screen for KD. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. Andre Drummond picks one up.
I like how Durant keeps all his options open, kicking the ball to another guy when he doesn't like what the pick and roll gets him.
The three from George. Good on the triple. George has got 14.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Here's Booker. Booker hammers it down.
Okay, Book, we see the bounce.
The 76ers shooting at just about an even 40% from the field for the second quarter. Embiid. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Devin Booker. The 76ers shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
The thing you love about Maxey is that he always has a smile when he's out there. He's enjoying himself, and he embraces the challenge that the game presents. No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him.
To the middle, here's Dunn. It's Drummond with the rebound.
I'm not sure what happened there. His family's in the building. I don't know. You have to finish those.
Drummond with a screen on O'Neal. Nobody near George. Buried from outside.
The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
They look great on offense. The ball is flying around. Guys are getting open. It's enjoyable to watch.
Especially for those of us.
All right, guys, let's swing. Thanks for joining us.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Gordon is out there with Lowry. Then there's Edwards. And it's Yabusele in at the 4 slot. Pass to Bona. Outside Lowry. There's the 3. it alive. It's good on the putback. Bona's got the first basket of the third quarter for Philadelphia.
He's so strong when he goes to work on the glass. One opening is all he'll need to finish the play, even if it's just a tip-in.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
The shot by Lowry, no good. Suns trail by 7. Pass to Iguodaro, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Good on the three-point shot. Edwards got his first 3 points of the game.
Oh, great feed by Lowry. He'd rather pick up an assist than score a bucket.
And there's the call on Cody Martin. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Here's Lowry, still without a basket. Driving to the basket. Rob. And up the court come the Suns on the break. Beal the pass to Richards. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Nice, unselfish passing there by Beal. He knows he can't do it all by himself.
Greg, every year, injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think? And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
Kyle Lowry, 2 shots. The play is under video review under NBA rules.
Closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Shot clock at 2. Lowry for 3, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So it's Phoenix now. They trail by 3. Richards finds Beal. Here's Allen for the tie. Here's Richards. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Richards got 5.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Out to the right wing. Here's Bona. Pass to Yabusele. Offensive rebound. Puts up a 3. That shot is off.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Richards passes to Beal. A miss that time would have put him up. 76ers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Lowry feeling it out a bit. Shoots it up. No good, unable to end this run.
Some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
Personal foul. 3rd team foul.
There's 1:40 left to play in the third. Beal the pass to Richards. Sweet move. Rips it home after the terrific move.
Since entering the league back in 2012, Beal has really improved his passing, and it shows in his assist numbers.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. No good with the triple.
This is hard to watch. You might want to put the kids to bed. This man still has not hit a shot this quarter.
Beal with the screen for Allen. Down low. And Allen with the slam.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. And the 76ers with a completely new group now.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Joel showing off the range.
The pure talent of Joel Embiid knows no bounds.
Allen inside, defended by George. Maxey against Dunn. Here's Bull. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Bull's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Maxey into the lane. Pass to Drummond. And that's out of bounds. It was last touch by Maxey.
Let's just say they weren't on the same page there. Not sure he was expecting that pass.
And the Suns making a change here. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Three-pointer. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Outside, Maxey. George against Dunn. Oubre on the wing. Drummond with a screen on O'Neal. Here's George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 19 points.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And at the close of the third quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. The pass right on the money.
He'll be proud of that one. Bigs love when their passing skills are noticed.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Durant is out there with O'Neal. Then there's Dunn. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Iguodala in at the center position. Who's out there for Phoenix. Bull. He's checked in for the Suns. The 76ers lead. Maxey kicks to Drummond. Off target with his 3. The Suns shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Booker the pass to Bull. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And the dunk by Embiid.
The big man out ahead. Embiid, I see you showing those wheels.
Here's KD. Bull with it. George picks him up. And stolen by Maxey. Launches a 3. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the 76ers.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
And I'll tell you, the energy they've shown in the open floor, boy, it has been terrific. Doing a phenomenal job converting in those situations.
That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Booker. And George kicks to Embiid. Just over a minute and a half played here in the 4th. George against Durant. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
Solid play there from PG. Absorbing the contact, but staying with that shot for the end.
That free throw good from George. Suns trail by 7. KD sets the pick for Booker. Outside for Durant. From deep three-point land. Durant from distance. What a shot.
Just maybe the best scoring forward of all time. And by maybe, I mean he is. Yet again, it's Durant with a big night.
And Phoenix pushing it up now. And KD throws it down.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
An important 2 points, not just on the scoreboard, but also for a little bit of momentum.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Phoenix has gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. And it's Paul George with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Done. It counts, and the foul. That one on Maxey.
The elevated playmaking of Durant. Passes like that really bring the team closer together.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Maxey. Pass to Drummond. Kicks it out to Maxey. Left side, George. And it's off from three-point range. The Suns trail. Durant raising up.
They needed points, and KD comes through. Who else did you expect?
George against Durant. Pass to Drummond. To the left wing. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Embiid. Embiid absorbs the contact on the finish.
The guy you want to have the ball. Embiid, this man is a superstar.
Booker the pass to Durant. And stolen by Drummond. Outside, George to the middle. And Drummond throws it down. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
And answering the call, Andre Drummond giving this team some huge buckets down the stretch.
Done with a screen on Embiid. Embiid against Durant. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
And there was a time when folks said George wasn't a clutch shooter. Remember? Not anymore, people.
Booker with it. Durant sets a screen for Booker. Off target from outside. And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Good!
And who else do you want in this situation? It's all about Embiid, and he's ready to carry that load.
For 3, Durant. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Now,
That should not be legal.
Never seen it.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg, believe me. But confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
The end of the game.
So Philadelphia wins it. This was a hard-fought. All right, David, thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Richard
Another exciting. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Kevin Durant.
We're just not seeing the same tenacity from him on the defensive end lately. He hasn't been blocking as many shots over the last few months, and I think it's made him a little less intimidating under the hoop.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at the 1. And for Phoenix, they've got Royce O'Neal. Kevin Durant is out there with Bol. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Dunn in at the 2. Now here's Brown. Back to Holiday, just 5 to shoot. Late clock, the Celtics got to hurry here. Tatum can't hit.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Doris, it seems like every year Tatum's name is right atop the MVP ballot.
To me, Brian, it speaks not only to his talent, but also his consistency and the work ethic. The game is important to him. He's versatile. He's clutch. He's everything you want from a star player. This is one of the best to ever do it. Simply stated, Durant is lethal from behind the arc, and the efficiency is incredible.
Now here's Holiday. They kick it out to Porzingis. Pass to White. Porzingis sets a screen. And stolen by Bol. Durant against Tatum. Durant's shot is off.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Earlier, I spoke with Mike Budenholzer. I asked him about the star power that they're up against tonight, and he said, quote, "I'm not worried about the highlight reel plays. I'm worried about the relentless nature of that team over there. And the ringleader is Drew Holiday. He plays every possession on both ends of the floor."
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Out on his own on the break. Booker can't get it to go. And it's Kevin Durant with the foul.
Kevin Durant.
That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. It's White with a drive. Here's Tatum.
I like the effort Booker gives on defense, especially when he pressures the shooter.
Durant surveying the D. Phoenix no good that time either. For Boston, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Outside, Brown. Oh, deflected and stolen by Booker. And the Suns pushing it up now. Dunn, the pass to Durant. And the Suns miss again.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Now here's Tatum. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Clock at 6. Oh, it's blocked. It deflects off the backboard. Up top, Durant. To the inside. And finished off by Bol.
I just love the unselfishness in the play of Kevin Durant. He said he wants to play the game the right way. Nice example there.
Here's Holiday. He's scoreless. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. The Suns have gone only 2 of 6 from the field. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time.
First team foul.
That's his first foul. And we've got 1:18 left in the first. Booker fires from way outside. Sinks the tray.
How about that? Impressive range from Devin Booker. Tremendous touch.
Outside, Brown. Pass to White. That one doesn't drop. Excellent D there from O'Neal. Booker with it. Now guarded by Brown. And here's Booker. We saw him with 39 points last game.
And that's what I like about Devin Booker in the two-man game. This guy doesn't force anything. He always makes the right basketball play.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Celtics trail by 6. 34 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And the basket by Holiday.
You can just sense the confidence Drew Holiday has, ready to shoot off the catch.
Outside Booker. Screen by Durant. Pass to Dunn. Jacks up a 3. Yes! And it's Booker with the setup. Booker's got his 3rd assist of the night. Here's Holiday. Outside Tatum. Here's Porzingis. And so it's Phoenix leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. And their defense has... If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And for Phoenix, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Defensively, their gambles are paying off, jumping passing lanes and pressuring ball handlers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
Kevin Durant is out there with Bol. Then it's Royce O'Neal. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Dunn in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for Phoenix. The kick to Durant. From downtown. Boston pulls it in. They went to Phoenix for their last meeting with the Suns. Came out with a victory.
And I'll tell you, that was not an easy environment to play in. It was a hostile crowd on the road, but it didn't bother them at all.
Well, the best way to silence a crowd is with your offensive game. Those fans got quiet in a hurry when the buckets started raining down.
We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, VA, absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something.
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Outside Holiday, and there's the screen. Down low. And that'll be Boston's ball as it goes out of bounds. Celtics able to keep possession here.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
And their shots are dropping with more consistency now.
Doris, it's hard to pick one, but Derek White is in the running for best defensive guard.
It's so true, and what Derek White does perhaps better than any other guard is block shots. When we talk about top on-ball defenders, he's also on that list. You want to talk about somebody who can get in the passing lane and be disruptive, he's on that list. Truly can do it all.
Outside Holiday, 4 on the clock. Outside, Brown. And he misses the go-ahead basket. The Suns leading. Outside Booker. The 3, Durant. It's hauled in by White.
He struggles shooting the rock, yet they're still winning. It's a good thing his teammates have played well.
And stolen by Booker. With some arc. Ooh, Booker finishing in the open court.
Well, it looks like he has put that rough first quarter in the rear view. He's starting to cook here in the second.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Holiday looking for an opening. The kick out to White. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped. Pass to Tatum for three. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Bull's got 5 rebounds in the game. For three, Durant. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Back to Holiday. Ooh, great D that time from Dunn.
Aggressive mindset, but the defender just as determined to send him away empty-handed.
First team foul.
And so it's Phoenix with it. 4-point game. Outside Durant.
2 fouls already on him. That is not the way to get your minutes per game up.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Suns?
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
They didn't do themselves any favors with their shooting in the first quarter, but they're starting to pick it up now.
Screen by O'Neal. Pass to Bull. Driving to the basket. Another shot. Now here's O'Neal. And stolen by Porzingis. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Tatum. Outside Brown. Oh, and a dunk by Brown.
This guy, one of the most elite athletes in the game, Jaylen Brown, finishes beautifully.
Here's Booker. In deep. Booker gets it to go.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Holiday passes to White. Back to Holiday. 1 second left. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Phoenix out in front, up by 2. All right, now let's check in with Allie. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
And get ready.
Hold on, I just got an alert on my phone. Ooh, half off bowling after the game tonight. Who's in? Now moving on to the Boston Celtics and the close first half they played.
I like the way they've been running, pushing the ball, putting that defense on its heel.
And that's it for halftime.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Boy, we're seeing a tremendous game from Devin Booker.
I'll tell you what, he's still working on his playmaking skills, but he's been tremendous so far in finding the open man.
Well, what he did was sustain it throughout the first half. He ran the offense to absolute perfection.
Taking a look at the Celtics. Al Horford out there with Torrey Craig. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Hauser in at the 3. Richards with a screen. Pass to Allen. Richards with it. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Suns lead by 4.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
And of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
BA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
Here's Allen. Oh, a clear foul there on the missed shot. So he'll get a pair at the line.
Hey, you can't block it. Sending him to the line could be the next best thing.
Phoenix shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And one of the game's best shooters, Doris, Grayson Allen, can really stretch the floor for you.
BA, his presence on this particular roster is so significant because of what they can do around him. Yes, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter because he can flat beat you from distance, but you also can't foul him. He is consistent at the free throw line, and he's very capable off the bounce. Grayson Allen is a more well-rounded player than he's given credit for.
The Suns lead by 6. It's Martin on the wing. Richards, the pass to Martin. Launches a three, gets the three to fall. Martin's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
We've seen scoring totals increasing, and fans might appreciate it, but NBA VP and head of basketball ops Joe Dumars said, quote, "I think what fans really want to see is incredible competition. The score is secondary to that. And guys, you talk about competing, Joe D brought it at both ends of the floor."
No doubt about that. Well said, Alec. Cornette's checked in for Boston.
Well, being aggressive and assertive, the big man snatching the rebound.
Tillman with a screen. Here's Pritchard. Chalk up two there. Now just a 5-point Suns lead.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Beal. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Good, solid start to the half, hitting 3 out of 4.
The Celtics have gotten 2 of 4 shots to go since the break. The three sends it home from 3-point land. Beal's got 5 points in the quarter.
Terrific footwork. Beal pulling up in rhythm. It's beautiful.
Pass to Shireman. Back to Cornette. The three is up. Fires it in the triple. Cornette's got his first 3 points of the game. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question we all seek.
He hits the second from the line. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. To the left side wing. Here's Cornette. And a miss there on the triple.
That's a look he couldn't pass up. He just couldn't get it to go.
Three-pointer, Beal. Here's Richards. Out to Beal. Three-pointer. They get it again. 1:06 left in the third. 5 on the clock. Tries yet again. Here's Allen driving inside, and it's Allen who slams it home.
You can see the level of attention Bradley Beal draws. This guy is so heady finding the open teammate.
Tillman passes to Cornette. Here's the three. Richards pulls it in. Richards has got 5 rebounds tonight. Three-pointer, Beal counted from distance. Beal's got 8 points in the quarter.
And in the second half here, they're shooting a terrific percentage from 3.
Here's Pritchard. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Beal, no good.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Here's Shireman. Pass to Cornette. The teardrop. The shot off that time. And so it's Phoenix earning this break in the action. Up 10. Really mucking it up on defense. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dive. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. We've got Bol Bol. Royce O'Neal is out there with Kevin Durant. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Dunn in at the 2. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. The shot by Holiday, no good. And Booker has got the ball here for the Suns. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game. And good from Kevin Durant with a sweet move. And the Suns lead by 13. There's a screen. The kick out to White. Lets it go from deep. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White, rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
And the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game. Booker for three.
This is what makes Derek White so dangerous. Yes, he can score it. Yes, he can pass it. But he is a tenacious defender.
Oh, Porzingis getting it done inside.
Sometimes it's simple. Put the ball in the hands of your scorers and let them do what they do best.
For three, Booker. Booker with a screen on Tatum. Here's Durant. Here's Dunn. Outside O'Neal. Pass to Booker. 4 on the clock. It's Booker on the wing. Off target from three-point range. Celtics trail by 8. Outside Tatum. Fires from the corner. It's hauled in by the Suns. Bulls got rebound number 7 tonight. Three-pointer O'Neal. That one's good. Give the assist to Booker. Booker's got 4 assists in the game.
Devin Booker, not a guy who's going to just hunt out his own shot. If you're open, he'll find you.
Now here's Tatum. Holiday, a screen on Durant. Back to White. Tatum against Durant. Porzingis sets a screen. There's Tatum with the 3. Bull grabs the board. Bulls got rebound number 8 here already in the game.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Booker for 3. Holiday grabs the miss.
Not himself from range right now, but the only way out of this funk is to keep trying.
Booker against Brown. Fires for 3. White can't hit. They've got time on their side here, Grant.
And if they're smart, they'll milk the clock a little.
Pass to Bull. Outside O'Neal. For 3, Durant. Yes, sir! KD for 3.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And the timeout called by Mike Budenholzer. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here.
I don't think this timeout is just to give the guys a breather. Coach is looking to switch things up.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Oh, how about White from the next time zone?
I think you can count on Derek White to take smart shots, does so right there.
Durant for 3. They get it back. Minute 32 left in the fourth quarter. In transition, here they come. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Now you can see the length and the impact defensively of Jason Tatum. The rip and then the score on the other end.
And the call will be against Derek White. That'll be a second foul of the game. Phoenix leading by 9. Outside Durant. With the tip.
You know, that's a great example of how Porzingis can use his length to bother a shooter.
Brown passes to Porzingis. Perfect pass to set up the lay-in.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
Pass to Bull. Outside O'Neal. Now Booker. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Durant. Dunn left side. And out of bounds. Boston will have it.
Boston ball.
And the Celtics in possession here. They trail by 7. Here's Holiday. Cash. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Holiday ready to fight for that bucket. Big-time delivery.
On the wing, Durant. Pounded by Tatum. Durant, the pass to O'Neal. Durant with a screen on White. Booker for 3. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. 6 on the shot clock. The Suns need to get off a shot. Second chance shot. He hits the back iron and sinks it. So Phoenix wins it. This one was in the balance right until the... Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie...